Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, hey, my name is Tamika, and on my channel we get into a whole bunch of makeup, fashion, beauty, lifestyle, all that good stuff, but hashtag affordable. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to have you join this little but growing family, and let's hop right into the video. Okay, so as you can tell by the title of this video, we're switching things up a little bit, and I just wanted to bring you guys a little bit of editing content. If you guys are not already following me on Instagram, I'll definitely pop it up somewhere on the screen here, but it is always in my description box down below. But as you can see, I post quite a few makeup photos more than anything on my Instagram, and that is one thing that I actually kind of like about this whole makeup, YouTube, Instagram type of thing. I find that I really like editing my photos for Instagram, so I just wanted to come on here and show you a few tips and tricks that I use. Some of this might be like old news, you might know this already. Some of these tips and tricks might be new to you guys, but nevertheless, I wanted to come on here and show you my take on how I edit my photos in hopes that it can help one of you guys out in the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and screen record my phone and show it on the screen so you guys can also see what I am doing. Alright, so the first thing you want to go ahead and do is obviously take some photos, which I already did. So I'm just going to go ahead into my photos and choose the photo that I want to edit for you guys today. And as you can see, I took a bunch of photos of this makeup look. I didn't record this makeup look, but if you guys are interested in seeing a video on this makeup look, definitely go ahead and comment down below and I will have that for you guys. But yes, so I'm just going to go ahead. I have two favorited here. I think we are going to go with this one. It's pretty simple. It just showcases the makeup, which I want, and it's pretty simple. So it's either going to be between this photo here or this one. They both showcase the makeup the way I want it to, and it's fairly simple. I don't try to do the craziest photos for Instagram. But yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and edit. Let's go with this one. We're going to go ahead and edit this one. You can see my face, you can see my eyes, and I want to go ahead and show you what I do for photos where you can see my eyes. So this is the photo we're going to go ahead and use. So the first thing I like to go ahead in with is Facetune. And I have the regular Facetune, and I also have Facetune 2, which you can pay for. I don't pay for Facetune 2. There's some free options that you can still use, but we're going to go in with Facetune. We're going to close this photo because I was editing a photo before. Close this photo, and then we're going to go into this camera section up here and hit open photo. And since I favorited the pictures, I'm going to go into favorites and choose my picture down here. All right, so the first thing that I would normally do is if the background isn't as blurry as I want it to, I would go in with the smoother tool is what I used to do. It's going with the smoother tool. But what I found out from another video, which I had not even, I don't know, I felt like I forgot about this. There's a defocus tool. So if you want to have that aesthetic where you are just the focus and you want to have the background completely completely blurred, you want to go ahead in and use the defocus tool. So that's right down here. Now to blur out the background, what you can do is just use your finger and you kind of just rub it along the areas that you want to defocus in the background. So you just, wherever you want to defocus, you just go ahead and rub it over. But if you were going in with Facetune 2, I think there's a tool where you just drag it and it'll automatically, you can just kind of drag it to the level of defocus that you want it to, or there's an option for you to hit auto and it'll just automatically defocus the photo. But we're not going to go ahead and defocus this photo. I'm okay with how it looks. I took this photo on my iPhone 11, so it already has that built in. If you're taking it in portrait mode, it has the ability to defocus the background for you, and you can change the f-stop to make it as blurry as you want. So that's why I'm okay with the blurriness in this photo, because I use that feature in portrait mode. So now that the background is to my liking, the next thing I go in and do is touch up the skin. So now we don't want to go overboard with the smoothing tool. We don't want to go overboard. So what I like to do is go in and hit smooth, and there's regular smooth, and then there's the double smoother, which can kind of, like, if you put it like if I just go over my entire face, you see how that looks crazy, right? So it just looks like, it just looks bad, and it just looks like you really went a little too hard with that smoother. So we're just going to go in and hit the single smooth, and I kind of just like tap over where I want to smooth it just so it doesn't look too heavy. So I just kind of like rub it over real quick, really fast, do some quick sweeping motions over some areas, just very lightly. And then I also like to go down because I have some discoloration on my neck and my chest. I like to kind of just go over that, like a quick tap over just to smooth everything out. And that is it. That's all I do for the smoothing. So if you are okay with that liking, you just hit the check mark up at the top in the corner and you're done with that portion. Next, I like to go in with the whitening tool. Now the whitening tool I use just to whiten my eyes a little bit because with everything, with all the pop of colors, you want everything to stand out. So I go in and whiten my eyes just a tad bit. So to do that, I select the whitening tool, I zoom in on my eye and just kind of like run over really quickly. Oops, in the corner. And that's all I do. Once you're done with that, hit the check mark. Always remember to hit the check mark once you've completed each editing stage. Next, what I like to go in with is details. Now with the details, I like to go in on my jewelry. So I kind of swipe over my jewelry because this is going to make everything that you touch pop even more. So I like to go, so just go ahead and put this on my jewelry just to make that gold pop. Sometimes I would even go in and put it on my lip gloss, but as you can see, the lip gloss is definitely popping. Next, I go in, let's do some up here on my headband. Don't mind my grays. I might not edit that out. We might leave it. It's okay. I'm okay with my grays. Then I go in on my eyebrows just a tad. And I always like to zoom out just to see the full picture to make sure it looks okay. And then I go in and detail the eyes. So I zoom in and I literally just use my finger and one time just swipe right over it. So as you can see here, I just take my finger, boom. And that definitely enhances the photo. So as you can see, the difference from this side that I just did and the other side, it's a little bit more defined. So we're just going to go ahead and do that to the other side. And then I also like to go in and tap it on the center portion of my eye where the light hits the center of the eyeshadow. Just tap it. Just a little bit. And then I like to do the inner corners of my eye as well if I have some shadow there. Next, what I like to go in and do just to enhance the eyes a little bit. I really like to play up the eyes, as you can tell. I'm going to go into tones, so we're just going to swipe over here at the bottom, hit tones, and I hit this palette down at the bottom, swipe over, and I like to use this brown that's next to the darkest brown. So I just tap that, and I kind of just tap anywhere on the screen just so I can get that color box away. Then I zoom in to my eyes, and at the very bottom of my eyes, I like to place a little bit of that brown. My eyes are brown, but they're just a dark brown. But when the light hits it, it's a really nice brown. But you can't really tell because, you know, kind of far away. So I put a little bit of the light brown just a little bit underneath my eyes. I kind of tap, tap, tap just to lighten up the bottom a little bit. If you zoom out, you can kind of see it. I don't want it to look too crazy. So I just want to show you, like, if I press too hard, you can definitely, like, that's a little too much. So we're just going to go ahead and erase that. Tap that again. And then just tap at the bottom ever so lightly. That's a little too light. So we're going to take some of that out a little bit. And yep, and that's it. I'm okay with that. So we're just going to hit the check mark because we're okay with that. And I think that is all I need from Facetune. Yeah, so we're good with Facetune. So what we're going to go ahead and do is hit this little up arrow in the top corner, hit save to camera roll, and it's saved. And then the next app that I like to go in once I'm done with that is my VSCO app. And I just open VSCO and I hit the plus button at the top find the recent photos, which is this one right here, select it and hit import. So with VSCO, you have the option to copy and paste your edits. So that's basically what I do. But I'm just going to go ahead and do this one from scratch just so I can show you guys how I achieve the photo, how I like it personally. And so we're just going to select the photo, hit edit down at the bottom. There's a lot of different presets at the bottom here that you can choose from, but I don't go into the presets. I just go into the adjust tool at the bottom, which is the second icon. And then we are going to go into, sometimes I'll see if I want to go ahead and expose. So I go into exposure. You can bring it down if you want, or you can make it brighter, which that's a little too bright. We're going to keep the exposure as it is for now. Next, I want to go into saturation to see, I like to have warmth to my photos, so I like to look very nice and bronzy. So for saturation, we're going to go up a little bit just to see what that looks like, and that's at 0.7. And as you can see the difference there, it just brings a little bit more color to my face, just the tiniest amount. As you can see, this is the before, and then that's after. Before, after. So as you can see, it definitely warms up the face and brings the picture to life. Let's do 0.9. So we're good with 0.9. So this is before, very pale and dusty, and then this is after. We got a little bit more life. All right, so I'm good with that. We're going to hit this check mark down at the bottom to save that, and we're going to go into white balance over here. In white balance, you can change the tint of the photo, make it a little bit more cooler, a little bit more warmer, a little green or a little pink. Now for my photos, I actually like it to lean a little bit more pink because I love the color that it brings. I don't know, it just, I feel like it lights up the photo a little bit more. So as you can see, this is it by itself, and then we're just going to pull up the pink a little bit to 2.0, and I really like that. It just makes the skin look nice and flushed and bright and healthy. I don't know. But that is before, that's after. Before, after. So we're really focusing on popping those colors, bringing warmth to the photo, and just looking all around colorful. So we're going to go ahead and try the contrast just a little bit. We'll put that up to a 4 because we don't want it too crazy. That's before. Wow. Now that you see the before, it's like it looks super crazy to what it looks like now. The before is very dry and dusty, and the after is just so colorful. So we're going to hit the check on that. And now that I see what the picture is looking like, I want to try playing with the exposure to bring it down just a little bit and see what that's looking like. Okay, so I'm just toggling with the exposure tool, and as you can see, this is it normally, and then this is it with the exposure brought down just a tiny bit. And I think I kind of like how it looks with the exposure brought down just a tiny bit, darkening the photo a little. I feel like it makes everything come together and pop even more. All right, we'll go with 0.9. I like how that looks. I'm just going to go ahead and check that. And now the final touch that I like to add to my photos is adding grain. I think that adding grain, I don't know, it kind of gives it a little bit more of a professional quality. So grain just adds a little bit of noise and texture to the photo. So what I like to do with my grain, I kind of like to leave it between sometimes 3.5, but 3.5 depending on all the other edits that I do to the photo. On 3.5, the grain can still look a little too harsh. So we are just going to lower it, and let's see. So I think 2.4 is okay. We're just going to go ahead and hit save with that. And this is the before, that is the after. And then once that's done, I just hit next up in the top corner right here. And I hit save, and it saves to my camera roll, and it also saves in the drafts here. So if I want to go back in the future and just tweak a few things, I can go ahead and do that. But yeah, guys, so that is what I do to edit my Instagram photos. I hope some of you guys found this helpful. If you learned some new tips and tricks, definitely comment down below. Let me know what you will be taking away from this. And don't forget to head over to my Instagram and join me over there. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you are notified when I do upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.